Well, I don't think I need to belabor the points that my colleagues have correctly made about this hearing's policy and procedural failures. The flagship proposals for today's hearing, COSA and COPPA 2.0, have been gutted and co-opted by big tech. And in their process of backroom deal-making, committee leadership has shunned parents, advocates, and bipartisanship. I sincerely hope we can move past this to get meaningful, balanced kids' safety legislation across the finish line. And I'm here, as I always have been, to work with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to achieve that. To that end, I do want to call attention to an area that is missing from this hearing's slate of kids' safety measures: App Store competition. App stores are the distributors of the software kids rely on to run their digital lives. Apple and Google control access to nearly all American smartphones, and federal courts have already found that they hold monopoly power over those markets. They wield that dominance to block third-party app stores while profiting from their own inadequate child safety practices. As a coalition of child safety organizations recently noted in a letter to the committee, quote, "Without meaningful competition, these firms have continually failed to protect children from sexual exploitation, exposure to obscenity, abuse of their data, and more," end quote. In the case of Apple, one of its engineers even said in private messages that it is, quote, "the greatest platform for distributing child porn," and called child predator grooming a, quote, "under-resourced challenge." Mr. Thayer, in your testimony, you call out some of the specious arguments offered by big tech against practical solutions to improve kids' safety. What is your response to Apple and Google's suggestions that the App Store Freedom Act and other measures will hurt kids' privacy and security? And are these companies' financial incentives actually aligned with the needs of our children?
So in my testimony, I'll state it again, it's all a farce. It's always the case where they play this game of, if you want to regulate competition, it's a privacy issue. If you want to regulate privacy, it's a competition issue. So frankly, it's the same story being told over and over again. And as I said in my testimony, big tech's lobby is unrelenting and unwavering on these points. And frankly, it has to stop. And the fact that they've been gaslighting us for the past couple decades is a bit absurd, and I think it's now time to act on bills like bills that you propose and many of the bills that we're seeing today.
Thank you. It is, I agree, exhausting. What we need is competition in parents' and kids' interests. And as my colleague from Florida posed earlier, imagine for a moment a kids' first app store, one built from the ground up to protect children, replete with a curated set of apps, tailored review practices run by experts in child safety, and feature-rich parent controls. In this app store, safety ratings are vetted by experts, not self-reported. Bad actors are promptly booted and not allowed to return. Such an experience is technically feasible, but made virtually impossible by Apple and Google's policies. Mr. Thayer, do you agree that the App Store Freedom Act, a bipartisan bill that I'm co-leading with Representative Kamak and Soto and others, would empower parents with meaningful choice over what software is on their kids' devices?
I think it's a huge step in the right direction, and it would absolutely go a long way in helping parents. More competition means more tools.
Thank you. In closing, I urge this committee to internalize two important points. Apple and Google cannot be trusted to protect our kids, and parents deserve better. It is vital that Congress ensures that the open market can foster competition that, unlike big tech, actually takes kids' safety seriously. Thank you. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields. Chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. Obernolte, please.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.